We are a member of SAN, so CABI is a member of SAN. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of CABI for those who are not so familiar. We're an international intergovernmental not-for-profit organization. Obviously, held together with a UN level agreement. We're a member country-led organization, so we have 48 member countries currently. And they all have an equal say in how we govern the organization, the policies, and also our strategy as well. So we're always regularly in touch with our member countries. It's also a benefit for CABI as well, because we have lots of networks in multiple countries across the globe. So we have about 500 staff. We are operating out of 11 major operations. We have a few smaller centers in other countries as well. And our main area of work is focused on food security, food safety. So plant health is first and foremost in our priorities. We do this through research and also international development projects. But we also have a branch of CABI that's involved with publishing, so scientific information, making sure the scientific information can reach those who need it on the ground as well. So we have various books, ebooks, e-learning courses, compendia, online information resources, and so on. If you go to our website, you'll be able to see all of those. So SAN and CABI, we have had a reciprocal affiliate membership for the last, I'd like to say 4 years, so in 2020. And our head of ID, our Director General ID Dennis Rangi sits on the Executive Council of SAN. And so CABI is very much involved with the strategy formulation and review and attends the SAN annual conferences for sign-off of strategies and so on, so forth. And over the past years, we've been working together on numerous initiatives. And the current core focus at the moment is really on pesticide risk reduction. And that's the two big projects that we've got going on right now together with SAN, the Nestle Responsible Sourcing Program, and also with Ferrero in Malaysia. Now, of relevance to the portal is that SAN became an associate. And I'm going to go into more detail about how the membership of the portal works later on. But suffice to say right now that SAN is an associate of the CABI BioProtection Portal, which means that they're, invested in supporting the development of it and also in sharing, promoting the portal among its networks, so that we can increase the awareness of this tool worldwide and get more people using it. So the CABI BioProtection Portal came about through our global program PlantWise. So we have PlantWise Plus right now, but it was our original PlantWise program, where we did a lot of research on the ground, a lot of surveys into the advice that the advisory services providers were giving to farmers. And it became quite evident that these providers were, their knowledge of biocontrol products and the awareness of their existence and how to use them was fairly minimal. And so CABI, being an organization that's strong in making scientific information available, decided that it would be a good idea to create some sort of resource where advisory services and farmers could come for free to look up what biological control options are available to them in their countries. The biocontrol market is a booming market right now. Largely as a result of these efforts of organizations like ours on pesticide risk reduction and the leading uptake of IPM from those. But it is clear that there's a lack of information, and that is stopping its uptake in many countries. Advisors are complaining that the information is just not available, information on what's available, how to use it, what these products actually are. It's just not easy to access in one place. And so this is where the portal aims to fill that gap. And to increase, to address this lack of information and support the general uptake of biocontrol globally. So what is it? It is actually it's two things. Firstly, it's a database of registered biocontrol products and biopesticides. And you can go in and you can search by crop and pest and per country. So you can be in any country that's live on the portal, enter in your country, the particular crop you've got or the pest that you've got, click search, and it will give you a list of all of the registered biological control products available. And I'll show you some screenshots of it later on. Secondly, we also wanted to build into it an educational area. So for many people, biocontrol is a new approach, maybe don't necessarily know too much about it. So what we wanted to do is make sure that there was an area where people could go to learn about the basics of biocontrol. What is it? What are the major products available? What kind of actors are available? And how do you go about starting to implement it as part of an IPM package? So we have the database on one side and we have the educational area in our resources area. So primarily our goal is to help users to identify, to source and to apply biocontrol products. And we've made it open access so that nobody has to pay to go into it. It's web-based, it's online, it's offline. We have an app available as well. And plus it's in multiple languages. So our primary users, our target users are the growers and the advisors. You know, this is who CABI watches out for. We're really trying to improve the livelihoods and well-being of smallholder farmers. So, you know, recognizing that they need this information, that those are our target audiences. But we also recognize that national authorities who are responsible for the regulation or registration of these products also find this kind of tool very useful. You know, once we got this up and running, we soon started talking to the regulatory bodies who were saying, actually, this is a pretty useful tool for us as well, because when we've got registration documents on our desk and we don't really know, you know, it's not clear how to go through the registration process, it is good to see what's going on in other countries. And also to be able to make contact with the regulatory authorities in other countries. So this is another audience who we're watching out for as well. And of course, the biocontrol manufacturers. So at the end of the day, it's their products that are on the portal. They see this as a good promotional tool for them. And so we're sort of seizing on that opportunity and looking at them also for partnerships. And again, this all relates to our membership scheme, which I'll go into in more detail in a little bit. So how does it work? I had wanted to give a live demo, but my internet connection here is a little bit unstable. So I'm just going to give you some screenshots here, but I would encourage you, there's a QR code at the top of this screen. If you want to scan that, you can go and have a look at yourself. Otherwise, it's bioprotectionportal.com.org, sorry. And so if you type that in, or even just Google bioprotection portal, CABI bioprotection portal, you'll be able to go in. And so you can have a little play around. And if you have questions relating to that, then we can address those at the end as well. So we've tried to make this as simple as possible for the users. This is the landing page. As you can see here, there's a box. There are 4 boxes across the screen. The first one is for the country. So they select their country. Then they select their occupation. Now, the occupation doesn't have any impact on the results that are displayed. What it does do is gives us good user analytics, though, so we can see who's coming to the site, what they're looking for, what crops and pests they're searching for, and so on and so forth. So then they type in the crop or the pest, and then they hit search. And what happens then is it generates a list of all of the products that are registered for that particular crop pest combination. So in this case, tomato was selected, and in Kenya, there are 20 results. So 20 products are registered in Kenya for use on tomato, biological products, I should say. So users can scan through these results. There's a series of tiles with the product name and the type of product that it is and the active ingredients as well, plus the registrant. And you can see here that the top one, the first one in the list, has actually got a green banner and it's a partner product. So this means that Coppert, in this case, is a partner to the portal. And one of the benefits of being a partner is that their product goes to the top of the list, and also they get to display more information when you click into the tile. So you can click into the tile and then the user can get access to more information about the product. So you can click into the other tiles as well, but the product information here will be a little bit slimmer. So for our partner products, we're able to display obviously the basic information on the left, which comes from the regulatory authorities. And then in addition, they can add distributor details. And this is really important for the users, because if the user wants to get hold of this product, then here is the name of the company. There's an email address, a phone number, and a link out to the website where they can source the product. And then to the right of that box is any additional information that the registrant, in this case Coppert, feels that the user should know and consider before buying the product as well. So you might have here particular PPE requirements. You might also have particular storage requirements. Like biologicals can be quite finicky in terms of their storage requirements. You might need to keep them in the fridge, for example, if they're living agents. They might only have a shelf life of a few days, for example. And so that sort of information is really valuable for the user, and we often try to get that and put that in this page as well. We also, if you look above those grey boxes, it says this biological product has been registered for use in Kenya by the Pest Control Products Board of Kenya. So on each of the products, we name the regulatory authority who has registered this product in the country. And above that, you'll also see the Rainforest Alliance logo. So Rainforest Alliance is a sponsor to the portal. And one of the things we collaborated with them on was making sure that their logo appeared on products that were compatible with their certification standards. So that's also a benefit for users who are following the Rainforest Alliance certification program, that they can easily spot in case, I mean, most biologicals are compatible, but in 1 or 2 cases, there are products that require risk mitigation, and those are clearly marked with an orange exclamation mark and a link out to the relevant documentation from Rainforest Alliance. So this would then be further down the page, like on the product page, you scroll further down, and here's where we're trying to provide more useful information for the users. So we link out, for example, the product that was displayed before was a natural substance. And so what we do is we link out to relevant articles about natural substances that are in our educational area, our resources area. And we also link out to CABI's crop sprayer app. And this is an application that helps users to calculate the correct dosage of product. And this is for chemicals and biologicals, certain biologicals. And so when it's relevant, so it's for the natural substances and the microbials, for example, we will send them to the crop sprayer app if they need some support with calculating dosages. So at the moment, the types of products that we display on the portal are the microbials, the macrobials, semiochemicals, and the natural substances. So these are all registered at, well, I'd say 3 of the 4 are always registered at national level. The macrobials are not always registered, or if they are registered, they're registered only as active ingredients, which makes it difficult for us to list them because we actually need the product name. So in those cases, in countries where macrobials are either not registered or only registered as an active ingredient, we will load the macrobial products of our partner companies. So it's another perk of being a partner of the portal, in that they get to display more of their products on the portal. There is talk now of adding biostimulants to this portal. This has been a request from several different levels, companies down to farmers, growers, regulators. It's just a little bit tricky for us to do that because they're regulated, or either not regulated or regulated differently. But recognizing that it would be very useful to have the biostimulants on the portal, we are now in discussion with our partner companies, and maybe as our first stepping stone, we'll try to figure out a way of including at least our partner biostimulants into the portal, take it step by step, and after that we see if we can add the others. So as I was saying before, that's the database of products. Now there's the other section, which is the resources area, so the educational area, where we want people to go if they need information about how to actually apply biocontrol. And so if you hop over to the resources area, you'll see, first of all, these tiles, which are our themes, and you can click into each of those themes and you'll have a list of our relevant articles for that topic. These are available in multiple languages, and you can see they cover all sorts of different topics, the basics of biocontrol, integrating it into an IPM approach. We have very specific crop guides and very specific pest guides as well. We have a link out to courses, relevant courses and apps. So a couple of years ago, CABI actually launched an Introduction to Bioprotection Products e-learning course. In the bottom right-hand corner of this slide, you'll see a little thumbnail about that. And that's a free access self-learning course for users to go to if they want to learn, the basics of bioprotection. It's 8 to 10 hours long, and at the end, there's a little test and you get your certification. We also have other similar e-learning courses in that sort of domain as well. Some of them free access, some of them are paid, but largely the ones related to bioprotection are open access. And so, as I said, yeah, all available in multiple languages so that we can not restrict this to one particular country. So in a nutshell, you're probably asking, so where is the portal present? We're live in 46 countries at the moment. We've got 3 more in the pipeline, so we'll be just short of 50 by the end of the year. As I said before, the portal's there to provide the information on what kind of bioprotection solutions are available. It's online and it's offline. So far, we have 22 private sector partners. We have 4 public, so governmental funding bodies, and 17 associates, of which SAN is one. It's available in 14 languages, so it's actually available for every country that we add. We make it available in the local language of that country plus English. So that's, I think we're actually at 15. I think the slide is a bit outdated. I think we're at 15 languages now. And we have at the moment over 4,300 registered products in the database. So this is a map of where we're live at the moment. So we've got a good spread across the globe, as you can see. In pale green, so actually, yeah, you'll see Belgium and Austria are due to go live by the end of the year. Another one that's missing is South Africa. We're hoping to get that one live in the next week or so. And then, yeah, we just sort of keep adding countries as and when priorities arise. What I haven't mentioned to you is that before we add a country, we always reach out to the national government who's responsible, the authority who's responsible for registering pesticides in that country. So we'll reach out to them, we'll inform them of who CABI is and what we're trying to do, and whether we would be allowed to take their list of registered products and display them on the portal. And so we get written confirmation from them, and then we can go ahead and we can use their data to display it in the portal. And so this is where this is always referred to on the product pages, as I pointed out before when I was going through the demo, the screenshots. How are we maintaining this tool? When we first started, we were mostly operating with governmental international development agency money. But over the years, we've been trying to build up more of a sustainable approach through private sector funding. And so what we have developed is this membership scheme. So we have partnerships, and we have sponsorships, and we have donorships. So the partners are the private sector biocontrol manufacturers and the distributors. So the ones who are responsible for manufacturing the products and getting them on the market and selling them on the market. And so what we do is we ask for an annual fee from them, which is determined by the annual turnover in sales of biological control agents of that company. So for very small companies, the partnership fee is small. For the larger ones, it's significantly larger. It just means that we're able to get a mixture of small and bigger companies on board. As I said before, they have various advantages, one of which would be to have their products listed towards the top of the page. Also, they can enhance their product pages with additional information about their products, which is a win for them, and it's also a win for the users. So the more partners we get on board, the better it is, the better the tool is for our users as well. They also get to join our development consortium. So the development consortium is the sort of the governing body of the portal, and all partners, sponsors, donors have a seat on the consortium, and we meet twice per year to give an progress update, and to get inputs, feedback from each of our members in terms of new features they want to see, or new promotional activities they want to see, or which new countries should be added to the list. So that's another benefit of theirs. And plus, they get access to our user analytics. So I mentioned before, we ask for the occupation of the users when they do their searches. This all feeds into our user analytics, and what we can do is we provide a dashboard to our partners whereby they can see visually, and they get a little bird's eye view of the market in a way, because they can see who's coming to the portal. Is it the farmers, the growers, or which stakeholder is it? What crop pest combinations are they searching for? Which country are they in? What products are they landing on? They can also identify potential gaps in the market through this. So for them, that is the major perk of coming on board. And so that's that's how we managed to get some sort of funding. We also have sponsorship approaches, and that is we have various private sector entities who are not the manufacturers of the biocontrol products, but they have a vested interest in bioprotection as well. And so an example is Rainforest Alliance, for example, is on board as a sponsor. We have Nespresso. We have also regulatory consultancy companies. So that's quite a different range of private sector bodies coming on board, but all with one common interest, which is to promote uptake of bioprotection. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, we have the government development agencies. So here's a screenshot of all of our members. As you can see, so the partners are at the top. Those are the biocontrol manufacturers. The sponsors next row down. So as you can see, there's quite a broad range of different companies on board there. The donors are on the third line down, and then the associates. These are our non-paying members, but they also get a seat on the development consortium and have an input on the portal. But these are our sort of strategic partners in a way. They have normally broad networks in various relevant areas for us. So you can see we've got the biocontrol industry alliances on board. We've got SAN, as you can see. We've got various other organizations such as CoLead, and also all the government, the Agricultural Research Centre in Canada, for example. So these are sort of strategic partnerships that we're building up as we go along to try to promote the portal to as many audiences as we can to increase awareness and uptake of both the portal and ultimately of safer, sustainable agricultural practices.